What's good, y'all? About to head in the house. Long day. Um, you know, I just want to keep it real with y'all when it comes to this shit. I know sometimes I sound like a broken record, but sometimes people don't catch the videos I put, and sometimes they just right on time. So, I gotta keep posting this shit. Sometimes people comprehend different than other people. So, and sometimes it comes in my head differently. But when do guys act right? The truth is this, man. This is the honest truth. Whether people want to really admit it or not, it's the truth. There's really no set way. Like, you could be 15 years old and want a girlfriend and love her forever. You ever heard of like how good girls go bad, but at first they wanted to love forever and find somebody to be with them forever? Or a guy could be like, not get right till he's 40. Right? But the thing is this, man, when it comes to women in general, like, when will a guy act right for them? Right? When will a guy act right? Right? The truth is this. It's all about what guy you pick. I know women don't want to hear that because they got this certain guy in mind that they think is going to act right, and he's not. If he's not already, he's not going to do it, man. It's the fucking truth. It's the truth. If he's not acting right already, he's not going to. Sometimes y'all might be asking for a little too much. Maybe he is acting right, but you don't think he is. Maybe you've been a little too selfish or something. Let's say you're not. See, I already see women, I'm sure, well, I ain't gonna say it could be men, but I already see people disappearing already off the live because they don't want to hear that truth. They don't want to hear the truth that when does a guy act right? When you pick the right one, that's when. That's when a guy acts right. When you pick the right one. See, with great power comes great responsibility. What is the power? The power is women have all these guys coming at them. That's the power, right? Women have all these guys coming at them. That's basically the power, because men are kind of like powerless. All they can do is offer. They have all this power, right? But the thing is, with great power is great responsibility. What do I mean? I mean, yeah, they got all these people in their face, but now you got to pick through all this shit. I think it's better to just have like 10 people in your face and pick one of them versus having hundreds of motherfuckers in your face every day. A woman every day. If she's dressing good and look decent, every day somebody's in her face. Every day somebody's in her inbox. So it makes it hard for a woman to decipher who the fuck to pick. For men, we don't have that problem really. Even if you fucking Tom Brady or fucking Nelly or whoever, even then you could kind of see if a woman's really fucking with you for you. Well, maybe not. Let me take that back. If you like Kobe and them, now you like a woman. Because now you got people waiting on you at a bus and you don't know if they really fuck with you for you or not. So I take that back. If you like a man like that, yeah, it's like you're a woman. It's like you're a woman because you got all these people trying to get at you, but are they at you for the real reasons? That's how it is being a woman. That's why men need to lighten up on women when they say, you guys pick the wrong, you always picking the wrong ones. But you don't understand how hard it is. Put yourself in a woman's shoes to where you can have all these options. Well, people that seem like options, and you start to become confused because just because a guy is wrong for a woman doesn't mean that she don't like the motherfucker. You see? Out of all these options in her face, there's a good chance she's gonna like the one that's not right. And you all know what power comes great responsibility. What's the power? When a woman likes a man, right? When a woman likes a man, she's giving that man power to hurt her. And most of these motherfuckers, most men, they can't handle that. That's why when a woman likes them, they start feeling, she's on my dick, blah, blah, blah. You see? So really, man, a man could, I ain't gonna say a 14-year-old male is a man, but I think like a lot of guys be ready to act right at that age. when they're very young, right? Then you got some that ain't ready. They're not going to act right never. That's another thing that females don't get. Some men ain't ever going to act right. Man, I got to make sure the battery ain't dead. Shit. Not trying to deal with that shit. I think we're good. So, it's so simple. It's not simple. I'll take that back. A guy acts right if he's the right guy. That's it. If he's not going to act right. I don't know why women can't accept this, or they don't want to accept it, or they just don't believe it. I'm turning your video off, Twan. You lying. You don't know what the fuck you talking about. I don't know. Oh, I do know this, though. I do know this. They're not going to, it's not really like men and like a man hits a certain age and he just starts acting right. That's not how that shit works. Just like with women, a woman could be the same age and one could be wilder than a motherfucker. One could be ready to be a wife. Think about it. Or we can even go deeper because there's always levels to shit. You could have two of those same ones I said, one acting right, one ready to be a wife, right? But a lot of that depends on who they dealing with. So if a man does not see you as the best thing he could ever get, and he would want to settle down with you and all that bullshit, then he's not going to do it. See, people got to realize that, yeah, you're a special person, but that don't mean everybody truthfully really finds you special. It's honest, and you got to come to grips with this with yourself. It's reality. It's reality, people. Not everybody finds you special. Like, yeah, they might find benefits in you to fuck with you with benefits, but that don't mean they like head over motherfucking heels for you to the point that they really ready to just try their hardest to make it work with you. If they don't feel that way about you, right? Oh, well, Tawan, my pussy is so good. None of that shit matters, man. None of that matters if it's not a man that wants to really act right. There's nothing you could do but pick one that wants to act right. That's all you could do. But we all know in a lot of cases most women ain't attracted to them type of men. They're not attracted to the men that would actually act right for them, you see? They caught up in the ones that ain't acting right, and they think that these guys are going to act right, and it's not going to happen. You wasted your time. It's just the truth, man. That'd be like me dealing with women I know don't want to cooperate. That's why if I'm trying to talk to women and they start acting flaky or they start acting funny, like they want to try to put me in the friend zone or something, depending on if they led me, how much they led me on, or how much I feel they led me on, it depends on if they get blocked or not. But they definitely going to get ignored. You see? Because there's nothing I could do. Like, I can't make a person like me. You can't make a person like you. You can't make a person cooperate. And that's one of the secrets that I tell men all the time. All this flexing, all this, look at me. Like, man, if you got to do all that to get a woman to like you, she's not the one, dog. She's not. And that's the same thing with women, man. There's no set age limit, man. There's just no set age limit. Some are never going to be ready to act right, at least for you. See, you can have somebody ready to act right for the right person. Like, in their mind, like say Beyonce gave one of these motherfuckers a chance. These motherfuckers would act right, more than likely. At least they would try, see? But when it come to you or other people out here, they want to be a player. I just want to kick it and fucking all that shit. And the reason why you got to accept this is because you'll be living in never land if you don't. You'll be living in fantasy land. Thinking a motherfucker like you, like they should, but they really don't. Just because they like you for benefits, don't mean they really like you the long way. Through thick and thin. Are you their number one choice? If you are not their number one choice, then that means They're probably just getting with you because such and such didn't want you. Imagine a woman, she wants a 6'5" dark-skinned guy, but she gets with me. That's settling. If that's really her desire, like she really, really wants that, that's settling. If she choose me. I'm not 6'5", I'm not super dark. I'm dark, but I ain't super dark. So she's settling. Guess what happens if 6'5" dark comes along? And she thinks that it's perfect, and she feel like, oh, well, you know, me and Twan ain't getting along that well anyway. What you think gonna happen, man? Or better yet, she might not even get with me in a relationship at all and won't cooperate. Won't act right. That's why men are not acting right to y'all women, because you don't want to accept that person doesn't see you more than just fucking pussy and fun. That's the facts. Yeah, I know it hurts, but it shouldn't hurt. You should look at it as a blessing. Okay, that's fine. Let me keep looking. But instead, people deal with emotions. Oh, it's emotional. I'm hurt. It's because somebody didn't like me. Welcome to the fucking world, man. Nobody walking around this motherfucker is liked by everybody. I didn't already gave y'all the analogy of Rihanna. Beautiful as a motherfucker, but not for me. I don't like her. I don't find her attractive, even though she's beautiful as hell. You know, that's just what it is. That's just what it is. I can give you another example. If it, let's just say it's a different race, a woman. Let's say it's a white woman, right? She could be beautiful as fuck, right? But if she's super, super tan, I don't find that attractive. I think her natural skin color is better. It's just what it is. That's just what it is, man. You got to accept these things. Because if you don't, this is where people get caught up in. This is where people get caught up in dealing with men who only want to fuck them. You know, and you thinking you're going to turn a man who only wants to fuck you into a husband. And it's not going to happen. Maybe every now and then it might happen. The motherfucker might get pussy whipped sprung, but he's still probably not going to act right. He's still probably going to cheat because you never was his first choice to begin with. How do you know you're somebody's first choice? Or what can you do about it? You can't do nothing about it. It's already made up in their head. You know, they already got the idea of who the fuck they want. And if you don't really fall in that category, guess what? You know, they're always going to feel like they're settling. So a lot of times they're going to kick against you. They're not going to cooperate. And don't let them have other options. Don't let it be a person that really has a lot of other options. When I mean like everybody else all in their face too. Oh, they definitely not cooperating with you. Because you're not the ideal. And some people's ideal person doesn't even exist. I'm going to say that shit again. Because some people don't get it. Some people's ideal person does not even exist. It only exists in their head. That's why everybody they come across is not good enough. Because this person that they built in their head, this perfect person, and we all know nobody's perfect. This perfect person they have built in their head doesn't even fucking exist. They might think it exists in certain people because they haven't been close enough to them. It might exist in people at first in the Cinderella stage, but long term, nah, probably not. You know, probably not. So, since they got this imaginary man or woman in a fucking head, you know, they don't want to act right for nobody because you're not fitting that description. So, yeah, we can have fun. We can have sex or whatever. But, you know, I'm not going to act right for you because I got to keep it moving until I meet this imaginary motherfucker that doesn't exist. It's the fucking truth, y'all. And nothing you could do about it. You know, most people are going to look at this video and ignore it. Why? Because there's nothing you could do about how people think when it comes to men and women. They're always going to think that way. A lot of them are going to act like what I'm saying does not even exist. They're going to be like, that's bullshit. I know a perfect God. Yeah, and he probably ain't complying, so therefore he's not perfect. He ain't for you. And I bet you if he did comply and you actually got to know him real well, you would find his flaws and you would realize that this motherfucker ain't perfect. So, This is why a lot of people, man, they standards is way too high. You should have high. Your standards should be as high as you set them for yourself. Whatever you demand in yourself, you have every right to demand it in everybody else or anybody else. But the thing is, man, a lot of people out here, man, they really got in their head a fucking imaginary person, man, that doesn't exist. They think it exists. They see glimpses of it in people, you know. Basically, they got the man or woman they want is like multiple men or women. It ain't just one person, you know. That goes back to that 80-20 rule that we always talk about. They're willing to pass up the 80%, which is basically perfect. It is. I mean, because nobody's perfect. Everybody got flaws. So 80% perfect person is pretty much perfect. But they're going to pass that up for that little 20% that they just can't do it. You know, they just can't do it. So to answer your question, because I know women ask this shit all the fucking time. When does a man act right? When you pick the right one. When you stop overlooking the ones that actually like you. And the reason why you're probably overlooking them, because the ones that are overlooking you seem more attractive. Because the other ones are right there. In other words, the fantasy's over. That fantasy guy that you like to imagine about, you can't imagine no more because there's somebody right here, or, you know, ready to give you a chance. So no more imagining. You know what happens next. Now it's just getting in a relationship. So that's not good enough for some people. They love to keep imagining. You know, they want to stay in fantasy land. So that's why they go after the ones ignoring them. Because that keeps them in that fantasy land. You see? They can still fantasize about somebody they don't really know about. You get me? It's a deep ass game, dog. Does that make sense? Maybe not. But I hope so. It's kind of like, man, I can't wait till I get the right person. I'm going to do this or that. And then when it's there, it's like, damn, that's it. No more fantasizing. This is actually reality now. And I think that's why a lot of people pass up on people who actually want them. You know what I mean? And they just rather go to La La Land and keep trying to get with people ignoring them, because that allows them to stay in that La La Land. You see what I'm saying? Because as long as somebody is not really complying with you and ignoring you, or, you know, not committing to you, you still don't know who they really are. They're still mysterious. So therefore, La La Land still exists. But when it comes to somebody who actually wants you, you kind of know what's next. You know, you get in a relationship, and that's about it, really, for the most part. No more La La Land, no more fantasizing. You know, it's reality now. And some people say they want that, but once they actually get it, you know, it's like once I get $1 million, dog, I'm gonna be happy as hell. Then you get it, and you still be like, man, damn, I want $2 million now. You see? I'm just being honest, man. So a man acts right when you pick the right one. That's it. There's no age limit. Anybody says anything other is a fucking lie. Because I could show you 15-year-old boys that trying to act right and want a girlfriend and don't want to sleep around. And I can show you 40-year-old men who still want to sleep around. 50, 60. It's all about the man. Not only is it all about the man, because people are different when it comes to different people. It's all about who you are too. If you are not the one that they see that they want to act right for, they're not going to do it. They're going to cheat, do whatever they want to do, because you're not. They just see you as somebody, but not the one not that imaginary person. Sometimes a person is not imaginary in their head. Actually, sometimes it could be a legitimate, standard. But a lot of times people's standards is imaginary like a motherfucker, and it does not exist. Nobody will reach the standards that they are asking for. And when they do come across people who have it, they still not satisfied because they have made an imaginary motherfucker in their head that don't exist. It's the fucking truth, man. I'm out this bitch. I'm hungry. I'm ready to eat my food. Y'all get it or y'all don't. Like I always say, y'all get it or y'all don't. But I think y'all are smart enough to get it. Same thing with y'all men. Why won't she act right? Why won't you cooperate? Because she don't want to. So why are you dealing with her if she don't want to? Only deal with women who are cooperating. It's that simple. You don't want to cooperate with me? Okay, fine, you're lost. Because at the end of the day, being a man, I'm going to offer more than likely. Because I don't really want much from you. I just want cooperation and love and shit like that. And, you know, I don't want to feel like I'm taking care of a woman either. But you get my point. So, if a woman don't cooperate, oh, well, go find somebody else then. You think you can do better? Good luck. You know, that's how you got to have it. Ain't no pulling no teeth and fighting for a woman. Because the next motherfucker that she really like ain't got to do that. So, apparently, I'm not what you like. And that's how y'all got to look at it. A woman will cooperate with a man she likes. So she gotta like somebody. So if it ain't me, then it ain't me. Same thing with y'all women. For the right woman, a man will act right, right? And it ain't because, you know, some people will say the right woman will make a man act right. No, nobody makes nobody do shit. A man chooses to. He can still switch up any day. Like, man, I don't want to act right no more. I'm about to cheat or whatever. But for the most part, the only ones who has a chance to make a man act right is a woman that a man really wants. You know, like marry and all that bullshit eventually. You know, same thing with a woman. It's no different. All a woman got to do is look at her, look how women are, and apply it. It's no different. Men and women really ain't no different. They are, but they're not. Like, overall, it's the same shit. So I'm going to let this shit go, man. You know, don't deal with people who aren't cooperating. It's that simple, y'all. Don't be scared to let people go. Don't be scared of rejection or you're not good enough. Don't feel a certain way. Don't feel some type of way because you're not good enough for somebody. You know, when I say you're not good enough, that don't mean that you're literally not good enough. That don't mean in reality you're not good enough. That just means for their perception of what they want, you're not good enough. In other words, a motherfucker could want a fucking dog. A man could want a fucking dog as a girlfriend. And if you ain't if you ain't that dog, well, you're not good enough. You get what I'm saying? And then you got people with and I'm going to say this one more time before I go. You got people with imaginary standards and imaginary women and men in their head that don't exist. Like, nobody will live up to these standards. So therefore, nobody will be good enough for some people. For some people, nobody will ever be good enough. They might get in relationships and all that, but they'll never be happy because they still got this imaginary shit in their head that doesn't exist. You know, that's why they're not happy with the 80% person. You know, that's why they still want the 20. They still think people are perfect. No such thing as perfect, man. What do I mean by 80%? Does that mean that somebody's missing something? Nah. A person can have everything, but it might be something that they like about another person a little bit more. You know what I mean? For instance, like say she likes light-skinned guys, right? But she likes my complexion too, and I'm a good-looking guy and all that shit. But I'm not light-skinned. You see, that's still that's where that 80% shit comes in. Like, yeah, I'm 100% across the board, got everything as a man, but if she had a choice, she would put light skin on me. You know what I mean? Like, or if she had a choice, she would put a certain height on me or something. You see? Or flip it. A woman, she could be perfectly good. She could have a nice ass, but say a man, he just wants one with a little bit bigger ass or something. But the one that he got a big ass and shit too, right? But he just wants one a little bit bigger, or he just wants her complexion a little different or whatever. Shit like that. Or he wants her hair a little bit longer. He likes her hair, but he wants it a little bit longer. She's a complete package, but if he had the choice, he would pick he would put this on this person. You know, that's that 80-20 shit. Don't mean that you actually giving up something. You know, people out here are running across people who got everything they looking for, but their preference is a little bit different sometimes, and they don't completely match the preference. They pass the preference, but they don't really match everything, you know. But whatever, man. Y'all get the point. I'm out this bitch.